Hi, this is Dawn from Stamp Till Dawn, and I have one of our Make It From Your Heart pattern books here. They come to you like this with 3 holes in them, and they're made out of a super thick, I guess it's even stronger than cardstock. So they're real durable, and each pattern book has multiple patterns in it. The front, it shows you all the patterns, and then as you go through, it will show you how the cutting guide, how to cut your paper, and then a couple samples of what you can do with it. The cool thing about this is in fact, this is a great example. Up here, they used white cardstock as the base. On here, they used the colored cardstock. It looks totally different look. So depending on how you embellish it and what papers you use, you can reuse the patterns over and over again, even turn them different ways, and just get a lot of different ideas from it. So they come like this, and you purchase a binder to put them in. And we right now have a striped one, and we also have one that's a light pink like this. It's called Bashful. But we currently have in the clearance section some of our planner covers, and they're only $3.50 right now. So that's a great way, an inexpensive way to get a binder for your Make It From Your Heart program. So volumes 3 and volume 4 come in this size. So you can see I made my binder for volume 4, and I'm going to show you how to do volume 3. So what I did was on my Cricut, I used, I believe this is the You Are Here, the Close to My Heart, You Are Here cartridge, I'm pretty sure. And I cut out my designs. And I will put a link to the cut file. So if you have that cartridge, you can go ahead and use my cut file if you want to make your own. And you can see I just kind of started this side there, and I'm going to weed the image here. Actually, it's text this time. I pull it back on itself. I find that if I pull the vinyl, in this case it's metallic vinyl, back on itself like this, it just weeds really easy. Get to a little, kind of change your angle when you get like to the insides of the letters if it's not coming right off. So you can see it just comes right off real easy. And then you can use like a pick or something to get the insides of the letters out. So I'll just do this O here for you just to show you. And then you can just pull them out. So I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch the whole thing. So I went ahead and took some out already. So here's volume 3. I've already weeded it and it's ready to go. So then I'm going to take my transfer tape. I get this from a local store here in San Diego called Cuts Vinyl. And I just really like this transfer tape. So I'm going to pull out just enough to cover my image here. Flip them over. And then I just take an X-Acto knife to cut the transfer tape. And then you'll just rub it down really good and trim around it. You can either trim around it with an X-Acto knife, or you can take a pair of scissors. If you leave a little extra room around it, the scissors work really good because they don't get caught on the sticky part. So I cut it real close like that. And I've already done that on a few pieces here. So here, what they look like after you cut around the transfer tape. And then now I'm going to take it off here. So what the transfer tape does, makes it so that you can remove your image. One thing you'll want to do is really rub it down good. You use a squeegee like this one to really rub it down really good. And then I use the same technique of pulling it back on itself to try and get the images to come up. Sometimes it helps to go from the other direction. This has been sitting here for a while, so I don't know if that makes a difference. There we go. So pull it back on itself, and it just kind of releases all the letters. So there we go. Now I'll take my binder and line it up. It's kind of hard to tell without sticking my head in the camera if I've got that lined up good. and then you'll rub it down again. And I like to really push hard, so sometimes it's nice to push your hand inside so you're not pushing so hard on the binder. And then remove your transfer tape. Oops, went a little fast there. Go back. There we go. If if it starts to lift up with it, you can go back with your squeegee and kind of push it down. The other thing you can do is put your squeegee behind it like this and push pressure on it while you roll the paper off. And that helps it to kind of come off. It's hard for me to do this while you guys are watching and without sticking my head in there. There we go. Is it like watching paint dry for you guys? So I'm just kind of wiggling it. Notice how I kind of change the angle every now and then. That'll help. If it starts to stick at one angle, then I kind of rotate the angle that I'm pulling off at. And that'll just kind of help it to come off. This is the metallic, the gold metallic. I believe it's the Cricut vinyl. I had two different pieces in my stash, but I'm pretty sure this one was the Cricut vinyl. There we go. You can reuse this, so if you want to save it, you can put it back on its carrier sheet and you can reuse it, sometimes a few times. Depends on how many images you have on there and how dusty it gets. So now I want to push this down really good. So you can always put a soft cloth on it afterwards, but you really want to get some pressure on here and push them all down. That way you make sure it has a good adhesion. So you would go ahead and continue. You can put the volume 3, or this would go on the side. So I did the MIFYH, make it from your heart. Volume 3 for the side, and then this one right here. So here's the cool thing. I had fun cutting these, and I want to entice you to get a good deal. So I made 2 of these, 2 more sets of them. Everything's in there. It's all weeded. All you have to do is put it on your binder. And the next 2 people that order the Make It From Your Heart Volume 3 and 4 and 2 binders, these 2 binders from my website, I will send these in the mail to you so you can personalize your own binders. So you'll need to act fast because, like I said, these are in the clearance section. I don't know how long they'll last. My website is stampedtilldawn.ctmh.com.